This is News 8 Now, this morning.
FEMA money is very hard to come by. People don't take the time to call that 211 number and let them know, that they have a certain dollar amount of damages. Nothing will happen.
Day in and day out, he is here, does more than what is expected and asked of him, and he's happy to do it.
Just this one barge right over here, loaded with grain, takes 70 semis off the highway. Just think about that for a second.
It's a lot of fun, gets you outside, it's very convivial here, and I love the idea of raising some food for the community.
Good morning, everyone. That was your morning eye opener. I'm Sophia Pullman.
I'm Derek Sibley.
It is May 3rd, and it looks like it's going to be a sunny day outside, not too cloudy.
Yeah, we'll have that mix of sun and clouds, off and on clouds, and some sunshine type of day. So, similar to yesterday.
It's better than snow.
Better than snow, and at least we won't have any windy conditions to work with today either. The wind speeds have finally relaxed, and I'm not expecting any windy conditions in the near future, but we may have some thunderstorm chances come later this week, and also as we head into next week as well. As of right now, things are starting off on a clear note across much of the area here this morning, and we are expecting things to continue to remain that way here at least for a little while longer before we start to see a little bit more cloud cover develop. We'll get to that here in a second. But as of right now, our current temperature readings are into the 30s mainly, 38 in La Crosse now, 30 in Eau Claire. We're looking at the 20s here currently in areas like Black River Falls and Sparta. So here's a check on your planner here overall. Mix of sun and clouds, temperatures warming up in the 50s later this morning, followed by the 60s as we head into this afternoon. Off and on clouds here, as I mentioned, northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, so very light there in terms of our wind. Everything is on the high side, however, for allergens for all those categories for today and once again for tomorrow. And that's all thanks to a combination of a couple things. Number one was the winds here the last couple of days blowing things around. And number two, the warmer temperatures here today and Thursday. That is upping the high index levels here for the pollen for much of the area. But anyway, stay tuned. We'll have a check on your schoolcast plus your full weather forecast in just a bit. Sophia?
Thanks, Derek. Let's get to some news this morning. Firefighters were on the scene of a house fire on Axland Road in Wheatland. Emergency crews from DeSoto, Wheatland, and Stoddard responded to the fire. Crews from the Genoa Harmony Fire Department were also there. Footage from the scene shows heavy damage to the house. We'll have more information as it becomes available. Highway 35 in Chippewa County was closed for a short time because of a person accused of making a threat towards the courthouse. According to the Chippewa County Sheriff's Office, a threat was made related to a case that was on the courthouse's schedule. When police pulled the suspect over, the driver refused to get out of the car. Authorities closed the highway for public safety. The highway was reopened after the Sheriff's Office had the suspect in custody. More than 100 homes on French Island are dealing with flood damage. Many property owners are wondering if they'll be getting federal help from FEMA. Town of Campbell Supervisor Lee Donahue says many homes on the island have up to 3 feet of floodwater in their basement. La Crosse County Supervisor says at least $10 million in damage has to be reported in order to collect FEMA relief funds.
FEMA money is very hard to come by. People don't take the time to call that 211 number and let them know, that they have a certain dollar amount of damages. Nothing will happen.
Residents all across the county are encouraged to call 211 as soon as possible to report flood damage. Officials say there's no guarantee that FEMA funds will be available. Wisconsin Senator Brad Pfaff and other state officials were in La Crosse to visit the F.J. Robbers Company, who recently received a grant from the state's Harbor Assistance Program. Grant money will go towards rebuilding the dock's wall to improve the import and exportation of goods such as corn and grain. Senator Pfaff explained how all forms of transportation and the economy are connected with one another.
Just this one barge right over here, loaded with grain, takes 70 semis off the highway. Just think about that for a second. All of this is interconnected.
F.J. Robbers received $1.17 million to help rebuild their dock's walls. May is National Mental Health Awareness Month, and Governor Evers stopped by the Cooley Recovery Center. Governor Evers proposed a $500 million investment to support mental health and behavior services in his budget. Cooley Recovery Center helps people struggling with mental health and substance abuse. The center's leaders say extra funding would be important.
A lot of individuals who need these services may not have good insurance, may not have insurance at all. And, sometimes it really just needs to have something that they don't have to pay for.
The governor also stopped by North Lakes Community Clinic in Eau Claire. Just in time for Mother's Day, a local group is kicking off its flower sale. For the 43rd year running, the Franciscan Healthcare Auxiliary will be selling geranium and hibiscus flowers to raise money for nursing scholarships. With a number of studies in recent years finding critical shortages in nurse staffing levels, the auxiliary's president says the scholarship is a valuable resource for future nurses in the La Crosse area.
We have a great time supporting this event and greeting our people. We have so many recipients that come back yearly and continue to purchase from our sale because they want to pay it forward.
Although online ordering has ended, some plants may be available for purchase in person today and Thursday at the garage located between 11th and Ferry Streets in La Crosse. Volunteers and active employees in La Crosse are providing produce for the community. Active Community Victory Garden marks their 4th year as they grow a community garden location. The garden provides free and readily available produce for people in the La Crosse community that may not be able to afford it. Volunteers planted produce ranging from potatoes to carrots and lettuce. One volunteer says the garden keeps her busy.
It's a lot of fun. Gets you outside. It's very convivial here, and I love the idea of raising some food for the community.
If you would like to volunteer at one of the La Crosse neighborhood gardens, you can call the number on your screen. We have more information on news8000.com. You can hear from a fixture of baseball history in La Crosse today. Dolly Osborne is the guest speaker for the next Wise Wednesdays program at the La Crosse Community Connection Center. Dolly will discuss her time as a professional women's baseball player in the All-American Girls Pro Baseball League and answer questions. The event is today from 10:30 a.m. to noon and is free to attend. We have more information on news8000.com. It's an end of an era for Onalaska Fire Chief Troy Goody. After 34 years in the department, Goody is ready for the next adventure with a fishing rod in his hand and family by his side. Dua Ishrar has the story.
It's when the tones go off, right? Like they are right now.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Did you ever think this day would come?
Oh, you're the best one we've had.
Most kids will tell you a firefighter.
So this is was my command vehicle.
Onalaska Fire Chief Troy Goody didn't think of himself as a firefighter,
This is my wife, Trudy.
but his wife did.
She found a newspaper article that was said Onalaska Fire Department is hiring part-time paid-on-call firefighters. And she said, "You're really good with people and I think you'd make a great firefighter." The joke in my head was we were basically newlyweds. And within a year, she was trying to get me another job.
She was right. Goody went on to become Onalaska's first full-time firefighter.
You used to lean on the squeegee and always make me nervous when I was backing up the truck, didn't ya?
Sure.
Firemen call Goody the pulse of the department.
Day in and day out, he is here, does more than what is expected and asked of him, and he's happy to do it.
Now, Goody says it's time to hang up his uniform.
Just had my anniversary and my last day is today, May 2nd.
Goody's responded to many calls over the last 3 decades, including one question every firefighter gets.
Onalaska Fire Department, you have a lady stuck in a tree trying to rescue a cat. I rescued the lady that went after the cat.
Goody says he has no regrets because this job is one he's loved every day.
34 years has been a long time.
Reporting in Onalaska, Dua Ishrar, News 8 Now.
Goody says he's looking forward to spending the summer fishing with his family. The Onalaska Assistant Fire Chief will step in as the search for a new fire chief continues. Still ahead on your morning news, the new labor market may be softening as job openings continue to fall. And everyone wants to go green, but does it come with a cost? We find out. We have more of that coming up this morning. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. A school in Indiana is raising money in a special way this year. Biger Elementary held their first ever Duct Tape the Principal fundraiser. Teachers and students got the chance to tape their principal to the gym's wall. The school sold strips of duct tape for $1 or 6 strips for $5. At the end of the day, the school staff took all the strips of tape and left their principal hanging. The principal says it was worth it to help raise money for the students. Don't go anywhere. Your consumer news at News 8 Now this morning after the break.
Skies are looking mostly clear this morning across the Coulee region. We expect that trend to continue throughout much of the morning. Current temperatures as you head out the door now are into the 30s, 30 in Eau Claire, but 38 degrees, slightly warmer if you're in La Crosse this morning. Dog walking conditions looking nice and sunny. A few clouds this afternoon, could turn a little on the cloudy side, however, as we head into this evening. But overall, some good conditions here to walk about around outside with high temperatures today expected to reach the low to mid 60s. 62 today in Onalaska, 62 in La Crosse today, 63 in Soldiers Grove, and a high of 65 in Brownsville today. Meanwhile, moving north across our central zones, will be into the mid 60s here with 64 in Trempealeau today, and in the Chippewa Valley, low to mid 60s, 64 today in Eau Claire. So let's get a check now on your schoolcast. Overall this morning, we're going to be waking up 38 degrees, I should say, at the bus stop with mainly clear skies. We warm up, however, as we head into this afternoon as temperatures reach the low 60s under partly cloudy skies. So we'll see a little bit more cloud cover here than what we're currently seeing this morning. We'll time things out as far as that goes on Sky Tracker coming up in the weather forecast. I'll also let you know about some upcoming rain and storm chances that could be in the forecast here in the next several days as well.
In your consumer news this morning, job openings have reached their lowest point in nearly 2 years. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, job openings totaled 9.5 million in March. It's also less than economists were expecting. Experts say this fall is a reflection of a labor market that is settling back into balance after the Federal Reserve's year-long campaign to slow down inflation. Ford is cutting the starting prices on its Mustang Mach-E electric SUV and Mach-E electric SUV by $3,000 to $4,000 in the U.S. The price drop brings the Mach-E closer to its main competitor, Tesla's Model Y. However, Tesla raised its price on the Model Y SUV by $250 after previously lowering its price earlier this year. From Wall Street to the halls of Congress, there's been a massive push towards a greener economy. Around the world, more than $1 trillion was invested in renewable energy last year. Ben Tracy explains.
The blades on massive wind turbines can be as long as a football field and strong as a linebacker.
They are designed not to break, so when your job is to break them, obviously it's tough.
Julie Angelo brought us to this quarry in Louisiana, Missouri.
What is all this stuff?
This is our storage of windmill blades before we process them.
Her company, Veolia, cuts used blades down to size and shreds them.
So this is our final product.
Cement makers use it as fuel instead of burning coal, cutting planet-warming carbon emissions at the cement plant by nearly 30%.
If you weren't recycling all of this, what would happen?
What would, or what also does happen, unfortunately, a lot of those end up in landfill.
Most used windmill blades are buried in the ground because it's cheaper. A black eye for green energy. By 2050, the world's wind industry is expected to produce more than 47 million tons of blade waste each year. Finding ways to recycle blades.
This panel is not necessarily suitable for reuse.
As well as use solar panels, is now energizing the industry. This solar panel recycling plant in Yuma, Arizona can process 7,500 panels a day. Solar is the fastest growing source of energy in the U.S. Panels can last for 25 to 30 years, but more than 90% of used solar panels end up in landfills.
Why were most solar panels not recycled?
There was no planning to handle the waste. And that is the biggest challenge. It was just going into dumpsters.
Now, with a tsunami of renewable waste coming, recyclers are ramping up to ride the wave.
According to the Solar Energy Industries Association, Wisconsin ranks 23rd in the nation in solar installations. That's it for your morning consumer news. Let's check in with Derek in today's forecast.
All right, thanks so much for that, Sophia. Beautiful sunrise this morning from City Cam 8, as you can see in downtown La Crosse. Our current temperatures are at 38 degrees with clear skies, visibility at 10 miles, light northerly winds at 3 miles. River Stage is just over 13 feet. That continues to drop, so some good news there. Eau Claire, 30 degrees here for you. Looking at clear skies, light westerly winds at 3 miles an hour. It's really not just Eau Claire and La Crosse. Everybody is really looking nice and clear here this morning with current temperature readings into the 20s and 30s as you head out the door here as well. Heading into your planner, 7 o'clock, 40 degrees with sunshine, a few clouds, 56 degrees by noon today. We may briefly turn mostly cloudy around 4 p.m. with temperatures at 62, followed by partly cloudy skies as we head into early this evening. So our forecast highs today mainly into the low 60s today. That's a little bit warmer than what we've been seeing here with these last couple of days as well. In addition to that, again, very clear here across much of the area. We start to see some increasing clouds move in though from the north as we head into those later afternoon, but especially those early evening hours, however. Now, as we head into overnight, we see a little bit of some brief clearing here across portions of the area with temperatures falling. And then as we head into tomorrow morning, a mix of clouds and sun, and really that trend can be set here again as we head into the afternoon hours here as well. So as we take a look at what's coming here, we're watching tomorrow for this week trough of low pressure. And what's going to happen is that this system is actually going to weaken, but the remaining frontal boundary will still be in place. And in fact, it is forecast to turn more nearly stationary as we get closer towards the end of the work week and also this weekend. And that could set off a couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms across portions of the area. So that's something that we'll be keeping our eyes on. In fact, you'll see it here on the 8-day forecast with a chance of showers and storms into Friday. We get a break on that on Saturday. Again, those storm chances pick up on Sunday and especially into early next week on Monday. And then we'll probably watch out again here on Wednesday. So, you know, kind of sporadic shower and thunderstorm chances. But other than that, our temperatures will be warming up because by tomorrow we'll be into the 70s, 60s for Friday, but we'll be back into the 70s again by Saturday and really throughout this weekend in general. Heading into next week, our highs pick up into the mid to upper 70s with lows mainly into the 50s. Now, don't forget as well, you can also download our free First Warn weather app on the Google Play or Apple App Store, and you get everything from current weather conditions, your 8-day forecasts, and video updates right there on your fingertips. Stay with us. We'll be right back with much more news and weather still to come on News 8 Now this morning. We're taking a quick break with a look at what happened on this day in history for May 3rd. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Blitz. The Tomah softball team put on a show Monday. The Timberwolves were a scoring machine. 22 runs scored in a shutout win over Onalaska. Tomah was back at it on Tuesday. Timberwolves playing host to Arcadia. Both teams fighting the wind in this one. First inning, Arcadia's Bryn Aspen gets things started with a line shot out to right center. She starts the game with a stand-up double, but then Tomah's Maddie Johnson would flip the switch. The junior pitcher would go on to strike out 8 of the next 9 batters, really setting the tone for this Tomah defense. Just untouchable in that pitcher's circle. Oh, and she can hit too. Top of the second, Johnson gets all of this one, sends it to right field. She's got a leadoff triple, but later score on an infield hit. Later in the game, bases loaded for Tomah's Lauren Knopf. She crushes this one to deep left field. Off the fence, just barely missing the grand slam. 2 runs would score. Tomah would go on to win it 11-0. They're now 15-1 on the year. NBC rivals squaring off in La Crosse. Central playing host to rival Onalaska. The Hilltoppers hot out of the gate. Zoe Kuntz-O'Kane. She shops at the gap. She drives one to right center. That's going to score Kylie Gilhausen. RBI triple for O'Kane. Onalaska puts up a 4 spot in the first. Central's turn now. Bottom 1, Katie Gray lines a base hit in a left field. Riverhawks get 3 back to make it a 1-run game. Top 2, Central's D shows up, and Haley Ogle is going to show out. What a catch here by the center fielder. Great grab. 3rd inning now. Hilltoppers add to their lead, though. Marley Walleen shows bunt. Safety squeeze. Riverhawks get the out at first, but here comes Sydney Philbach scoring from third. That makes it 5-3 on Alaska, and the Hilltoppers keep adding to it. Still in the third, Rebecca Voter lines one back to the pitcher. It skirts toward first. That allows Jenna Ganson to score. It's 8-3 Hilltoppers in the third. Onalaska hangs on for the win, 11-8. MVC showdown on the pitch as well. Logan Luther hosting Central. Pick it up early in the first. Riverhawks going right to work. Chloe Ackerman lines it up, floats it into the back of the net. Central gets on the board, and the Riverhawks keeping the pressure on. Later in the half, it's the freshman Grace Wilkerson sending this bullet bottom left corner. What a strike. It's 2-0 Central. And then it's Kate Heiderscheit taking this game over. The junior finding some real estate on the left side of the goal. Then how about this? Same spot, same result for number 8. That makes it 5-0 Riverhawks, and Central not slowing down one bit. Still in the first half, Ellie Kirchner joining the party. The senior goes top shelf for another Riverhawk goal. All Central in this one. They get the win, 11-1. We go to Onalaska. The Hilltoppers at the top of the MVC. They're hosting Tomah. First half, a free kick for Tomah's Riley Winrick. She's usually dominant. Last night, a little lucky. The senior gets it past the goalie for a 1-0 lead. But the Hilltoppers battling back. Amaya Tessing making a run, crossing it into Isabella Kromhiki. She just taps that one into the net. We're all tied at 1. Minutes later, Anna attacking again. Ava Breidenbach creating some space, takes a chance at the goal. What a shot. Over the goal into the net. Onalaska takes the lead. Hilltoppers go on to win it 5-2. Keeping pace in the MVC, Holman visiting West Salem. 10th minute, West Salem's Brinley Kelly centers to Addie Ferguson. She finds the upper 90, putting the Panthers on the board first. Then, 19th minute now, Holman's Kayla Allen gains possession from the top of the box, skies a shot over the keeper. No one could break the tie in the second half as this one ends in a 1-1 draw. That's going to do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
In Sudan, a possible chance for a temporary stop in fighting after more than 2 weeks of constant warfare. South Sudan's foreign ministry says the factions battling for control of its northern neighbor have agreed to a 7-day truce, and they agreed to send representatives to attend peace talks. It comes after a string of failed ceasefires. The newest member of Mexico's canine search and rescue team has arrived all the way from Turkey. Turkey sent this puppy as a thank you gift to the Mexican military for all of their help during the search and rescue efforts that followed the earthquake on February 6th. Sadly, one of the Mexican dogs named Proteo had died during his mission in Turkey, and while this little guy could never replace him, he makes a great addition to the team. The coronation of King Charles is this weekend, and Britain is buzzing with excitement. One brewery with a royal zip code has their own tribute to the new monarch. Ian Lee reports.
There's perhaps nothing more British than pulling a pint, unless it's poured in the name of the king.
It's probably the best ingredients we've used in any beer so far.
To honor the new monarch, Windsor and Eton Brewery brewed Return of the King.
We've celebrated the Queen for so many years, and we're so used to that suddenly we've now got a king, and yeah, Return of the King.
But there's more to this beer than the bottle.
This was barley grown on the royal farm here in Windsor.
The organic ale also captures the king's love of nature.
He was at the forefront of making people aware about the environment way before anyone really came about and started talking about it.
Does it taste regal?
It does taste regal, very much so. So it's golden, which already inspires regal themes. It's bright, it's clear, it's smooth, it's classy.
And it's being brewed just a stone's throw from Windsor Castle. Have you had anyone come down from the castle to try it?
From the people I've met from the castle who have tried it, they very much enjoyed it.
The beer is already the toast of the town as excitement builds ahead of the king's coronation. Brewers hope on May 6th, the whole nation will raise a glass
to the king
to say cheers to Charles.
That brewery in Windsor even has an official royal stamp of approval known as a royal warrant. State legislatures have voted to accept a $323 million settlement from opioid manufacturers Teva and Allergan. As well as major distributors Walmart, Walgreens, and CVS. The settlement is part of a multi-state $19 billion lawsuit that accuses the companies of contributing to the nation's opioid crisis. The settlement will require the opioid makers to scale down their marketing and sale of opioids. According to a ruling from the Wisconsin Supreme Court, a hospital cannot be forced to give ivermectin to a patient with COVID-19. The state's top court says a county judge did not cite a legal basis for ordering Aurora Healthcare to conduct the deworming drug to patients. The court ruled 6-1. This lawsuit was one of dozens filed across the country seeking to force hospitals to administer ivermectin for COVID-19. More than 500 items proposed by Governor Evers in his budget plan are being cut by Republican lawmakers. The GOP-controlled budget committee killed proposals to legalize cannabis, pay for renovations at the Milwaukee Brewers Stadium, and create paid family leave. Governor Evers said the moves are foolish. Democratic lawmakers say Republicans are ignoring the will of the people. Republicans say they're creating a financially responsible budget. A Democratic member of Wisconsin's Election Commission is resigning. 72-year-old Julie Glancy is officially stepping down this week. Scott Walker appointed Glancy to one of 3 Democratic seats back in 2016, and Tony Evers reappointed her for another 5 years in 2021. Glancy says in a statement she wants to make way for someone with a fresh view. The governor will appoint a Democratic successor from a list of former local government clerks. Here is Derek to tell us what our driving conditions are today. Derek?
Driving conditions look very nice here this morning, Sophia, as we're under the influence of clear skies, as you can see there behind me. The forecast overall today, 62 degrees, a few clouds, partly cloudy, slightly warmer here than what we had here recently, and wind speeds also much lighter here too. Northwest at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. For tonight, temperatures drop to 44, partly cloudy skies. Overall, a seasonable night in store. South winds at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Driving conditions again here this morning look good. Lots of sunshine. A few clouds here make their way into the area as we head into the lunch hour. And then by the evening commute, skies could briefly at least turn on the cloudy side. I'll look at now at your mowing forecast this morning. 44 degrees with clear skies. A few clouds, partly cloudy at noon today. 5 p.m. 62 with cloudy skies. That may be your best bet, as it will be a little bit more on the comfortable side of things later in the day. Now stay tuned for a final check on my full weather forecast after the break. I'm at the cloud cover along with some shower and thunderstorm chances. Here's a look at Look Who's 8 though here too.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
We want to start off with Walter. Walter's actually our only birthday today, but he is turning 8. Walter is an athletic kid who loves sports, playing with dinosaurs, and wants to be a farmer when he grows up.
If you know a special someone turning 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Beautiful start here to the day so far, courtesy from City Cam 8 in downtown La Crosse for this beautiful view there. Crystal clear blue sky with temperatures right now into the 30s. In fact, in La Crosse, it's at 38 degrees. It feels like a north wind at around 3 miles an hour. Visibility currently at around 10 miles. Meanwhile, to the north in Eau Claire, clear skies here. A little cooler though. Temperatures here for you at 30 degrees. Westerly winds light at 3. So it's not just Eau Claire and La Crosse, but really everybody across the Coulee region here this morning is starting off on a clear note with current temperature readings into the 30s. But some spots like Black River Falls and Sparta, however, are into the 20s this morning as you get ready to head out the door. So we're going to be in the 50s though by noon today. Partly cloudy skies, turning mostly cloudy briefly by around 4. Temperatures at around 62. And a few clouds could linger as we head into early this evening. 59 degrees being the temperature there. Our forecast highs today, however, rising into the low 60s during the day today. Underneath a few passing clouds here, however, as we head throughout the day. Overall clear this morning, but as you can see, the this afternoon, we start to increase the cloud cover here a little bit coming in from the north and west. And as we head into this evening, skies looking mostly cloudy, temperatures well into the 50s here still. And then we start to see some clearing here as we head into overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. By around 10 o'clock though, however, tomorrow we start to increase the clouds just slightly, and just those off and on clouds here are going to be set here as we head throughout the day, mainly for tomorrow. So here's what's coming here as we head into later this week. Thursday, we're watching this weak trough of low pressure that's expected to take shape. Now the main low is actually going to weaken, but the associated frontal boundary looks like it's going to hang around here and actually turn stationary as we head into Friday and also as we head into this weekend. So that could set off some off and on scattered shower and thunderstorm development chances here as we head through this weekend and also into early next week. In fact, you'll see this here on the 8-day forecast as temperatures will be warming up into the 70s. But again, we'll watch out for some of those shower and thunderstorm chances here as we head into Friday and also parts of this weekend and also into early next week. Now, don't forget with those thunderstorm chances in mind, you can also download our free First Warn weather app on the Google Play or Apple App Store. You get it on your smartphone and you can keep track of the forecast, the hourly temperatures, video updates, and everything right there at your fingertips.
Throw on comfortable clothes, lace up your gym shoes, and get ready for the Parkinson's Awareness event and walk that is happening Saturday.
Yeah, the walk will be taking place at Merrick Park and will happen rain or shine.
This morning we have Bree Colton with us to tell us what to expect at the walk. Thank you for being here, Bree. Yeah. What can we expect this Saturday?
Yeah, so this Saturday our walk will be at Myrick Park from 9 to 2 p.m. We're going to have live music after the walk. Food truck, Betty's Tacos, will be there. We'll have a kids corner, so it'll be a great event to bring kids out to, some coloring pages, other crafts, but it'll just be a really great day, hopefully soaking up the nice weather.
And do people have to register for this event?
No, they do not have to register ahead of time. They can if they want to, okay. But otherwise you can register the day of. We'll have paper registrations available.
Okay. So you guys are partnering with the Parkinson's Foundation for this event. Can you tell us a little bit about the foundation?
Yeah, so the Parkinson's Foundation is bigger than lacrosse. It exists nationwide, but really it's just there to offer resources for individuals with Parkinson's disease. They have conferences and other educational information, and then also to raise funds for research and resources as well.
And why is it important to raise awareness for Parkinson's?
Yeah, very important to raise awareness. It's a disease that not a lot of people know about, and it's also very hard to diagnose as well. There's also no cure right now, so always trying to raise awareness for a cure, just helping our individuals live better and improve that quality of life.
Okay.
Is this the first Parkinson's walk? And what did it take to kind of put this together?
Yeah, so it is the first Parkinson's walk here in La Crosse that we knew of. It really started with the Parkinson's support group through the city of La Crosse. It's been going on for a little time now, but there were some individuals that really wanted to create an awareness event. So Amy Brzezinka from the city who runs the support group and myself from STAR band together with the Parkinson's Foundation to make it happen for them.
Where can our viewers get more information?
Yeah, we have a Facebook page. You can search La Crosse Moving Day, Parkinson's Moving Day, and it should pop up. Otherwise, you can look for it on the Parkinson's Foundation website as well.
What are you looking forward to most for this event?
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to the community getting together and just really banding together for these individuals and also learning more about Parkinson's in general.
Yeah. So is there going to be like any upcoming events besides this one that people could probably know about ahead of time?
Sure. So STAR has physical activity programs for individuals with Parkinson's. So if you're looking for a loved one or yourself to get active, we always have those programs available. They run Monday through Thursday at the Concordia Ballroom. Okay. Otherwise, the Parkinson's support group meets monthly on Monday nights from 5 to 6:30 at Black River Beach Neighborhood Center.
Why is it so important for people to learn about Parkinson's?
Yeah. Again, because it's there is no cure right now, it's very important to just be talking about it, get more research, and just the public talking about it. Another really important thing is that, like I said, it's difficult to diagnose, and there are medications that help with some of the symptoms, but physical activity really helps to slow down that disease progression as well, which is why we have so many great community partners and programs going on here in La Crosse.
So if someone isn't tempted to come out by what you've said already, what can you say to them to get them to join this walk?
Oh, that's a good question. I would just say the weather's getting warmer. There'll be food there. There's going to be smiles, fun activities. The loggers are supposed to be coming out and cheering us down on the path, so it might be fun for kids to see them as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Bree, for being here.
Yeah, thank you
And
guys
everyone
so much.
interested, you can reach out to Bree or the information she shared earlier in our interview. Make sure to check out the walk in the Star Center Parkinson's Foundation in the city of La Crosse. We'll be right back after the break. Tao is serving 3.5 years in prison after a federal jury found last year that he and 2 of his fellow officers violated Mr. Floyd's civil rights by failing to provide medical care during the incident. Sentencing is set for August 7th. Tao faces an additional 41 to 57 months in prison. Firefighters were on scene of a house fire on Axland Road in Wheatland yesterday evening. Emergency crews from DeSoto, Wheatland, and Stoddard responded to the fire. Crews from the Genoa Harmony Fire Department were also there. Footage from the scene shows heavy damage to the house. We'll have more information as it becomes available. A Democratic member of Wisconsin's Election Commission is resigning. 72-year-old Julie Glancy is officially stepping down this week. Scott Walker appointed Glancy to one of 3 Democratic seats back in 2016, and Tony Evers reappointed her for another 5 years in 2021. Glancy says in a statement she wants to make way for someone with a fresh view. The governor will appoint a Democratic successor from a list of former local government clerks. One of the proposals in Governor Evers' budget is more money for mental health care. May is National Mental Health Awareness Month, and today Governor Evers stopped by the Cooley Recovery Center. Governor Evers proposed a $500 million investment to support mental health and behavior services in his budget. Cooley Recovery Center helps people struggling with mental health and substance abuse. The center's leaders say extra funding would be critical.
A lot of individuals who need these services may not have good insurance, may not have insurance at all, and sometimes it really just needs to have something that they don't have to pay for.
The governor also stopped by North Lakes Community Clinic in Eau Claire. Wisconsin Senator Brad Pfaff and other state officials were in La Crosse to visit the F.J. Robbers Company, who recently received a grant from the state's Harbor Assistance Program. Grant money will go towards rebuilding the dock's wall to improve the import and exportation of goods such as corn and grain. Senator Pfaff explained how all forms of transportation and the economy are connected with one another.
Just this one barge right over here, loaded with grain, takes 70 semis off the highway. Just think about that for a second. All of this is interconnected.
F.J. Robbers received $1.7 million to help rebuild their dock's walls. Just in time for Mother's Day, a local group is kicking off its flower sale. For the 43rd year running, the Franciscan Healthcare Auxiliary will be sending geranium and hibiscus flowers to raise money for nursing scholarships. With a number of studies in recent years finding critical shortages in nurse staffing levels, the auxiliary's president says the scholarship is a valuable resource for future nurses in the La Crosse area.
We have a great time supporting this event and greeting our people. We have so many recipients that come back yearly and continue to purchase from our sale because they want to pay it forward.
Although online ordering has ended, some plants may be available for purchase in person today and Thursday at the garage located between 11th and Ferry Streets in La Crosse. Volunteers and active employees in La Crosse are providing produce for the community. Active Community Victory Garden marks their 4th year as a Hope Grows Community Garden location. The garden provides free and readily available produce for people in the La Crosse community that may not be able to afford it. Volunteers planted produce ranging from potatoes to carrots and lettuce. One volunteer says the garden keeps her busy.
It's a lot of fun, gets you outside, it's very convivial here, and I love the idea of raising some food for the community.
If you would like to volunteer at one of the La Crosse neighborhood gardens, you can call the number on your screen. We will also post more information on our website, news8000.com. You can hear from a fixture of baseball history in La Crosse today. Dolly Osborne is the guest speaker for the next Wise Wednesdays program at the La Crosse Community Connection Center. Dolly will discuss her time as a professional women's baseball player in the All-American Girls Pro Baseball League and answer questions. The event is today from 10:30 a.m. to noon and free to attend. We have more information on news8000.com.
And as you head out the door this morning, temperatures are in the 40s under mostly clear skies. We will see an increase in cloud cover, however, later in the day today, especially this afternoon, with temperatures in the 60s, so a little bit warmer than the previous few days. Also, the wind speeds will be a lot lighter. Now for tomorrow, even warmer than that as high temperatures pick up to 74 degrees. Watching for a chance of scattered showers and storms for Friday, and some more storm chances are in the forecast Sunday and also into next week on Monday, Wednesday of next week.
Thanks, Derek.
Yeah.
And thank you for watching News 8 Now. Don't forget to keep up with the news of the day on news8000.com. We will have the latest updates to today's top stories on News 8 Now at noon. Have a great day, everyone, and thank you for watching News 8 this morning.